Hey, I'm going to try to squeeze this lesson in here. 9.5 categorical data can be organized and analyzed. Okay, we're just looking at how it can be done. We usually do this with frequency tables. So let's say we're looking at categorical data like, what's your favorite pet? We ask a total of 40 people, and we had 18, say dog. We'd divide 18 by 40, get a decimal, 0.45, switch it to a percent. We had 12 people, say cat, divide that by 40, get a decimal, 30%. And we had 10 people who said other, divided that by 40, got 25%. They all add up to 100%. And we're on our way to looking at relative frequency. Now, one thing that we might do is create a two-way frequency table. We might break that down and say, well, out of curiosity, is it boys or girls that are preferring cats and dogs? So we add gender to our table. And that makes it a two-way frequency table because we're looking at not only their pet choices, but their gender. So it causes it to go two ways. Now, couple things that we can find with two-way frequency, and it's important that you know the vocab and that you have it in your notes. Once we take our data, our raw data, and we divide it, we can get our percentages. So right here we get 20%, 25%, 17.5, 12.5, 2.5, 22.5. Those are all in blue because they're considered joint relative frequency. It's when you're not out here in a total column and you divide it by the total. In other words, you're looking at your percent of girls amongst this entire crowd, percent of boys, or I should say girls that prefer dogs amongst the entire crowd. That's why it's joint relative frequency. It's only regarding two items out of the whole thing. Now, marginal relative frequency, you'll notice that these are out on the margins of the table. That's because they are from the row or the column totals divided by the total. So then you're looking at all the kids that prefer dogs, all the kids that prefer cats, regardless of gender. Or you're looking at the percent of girls surveyed in your survey here, or percent of boys surveyed, okay? So you're actually looking at your percents from the totals. Now there's one other thing that we can get here is conditional relative frequency. Conditional relative frequency is when we take our raw data, 8 girls preferred dogs, and then what we do is we divide it by the column total. So what percent of girls preferred dogs? Out of all the preferred dogs, what percent was girls? What percent was boys? Or you could take it out of your total this way. So it would be 8 divided by 18 for this column, or 8 divided by 16 for this column. So we would say 50% of our girls preferred dogs. Okay, but a little less than 50% of the people surveyed that preferred dogs were girls. Okay, so that's how that works. Conditional relative frequency is when it's not a row or a column total, and it's being divided by the row or column total. We ignore the total number there for all of the people that were surveyed. Okay, we're just looking at either dog preference or gender preference. Okay, so that brings us to an end of what you can tell with frequency tables. Get those in your notes. Come to class with questions. Thank you.